we have seen some of the proxy tanzeems which have been indulging in activities or acts purely with a view to gain visibility and remain in the news. But what is heartening is the reduction or marked reduction in violence parameters and the fact that the people of the state are partnering with the government in number of development initiatives. All this notwithstanding, we need to remain alert both on the line of control insofar as infiltration goes as well as in the hinterland. In the northeast, the peace has returned in most of the states, and you are also aware of the denotification of disturbed areas in Assam, in Manipur and Nagaland. The economic activity and the development initiatives have yielded good results, and overall the dividends of the peace return of peace are clearly evident. This Army Day is also special in the sense that this is also the 75th year of our independence. So besides the Indian Army carrying out its primary mandate and role, we are also fully aligned to the national vision for the future and committed to achieve the national goals and objectives that have been set out. We have decided to undertake transformation of the Indian Army, and that essentially spans across 5 key domains, starting from force restructuring and optimization, modernization and technology infusion. Then you have the human resource management philosophy or Agnipath, which came about sometime middle of last year. We are also looking at greater emphasis, stress and better outcomes in terms of jointness as integration. And lastly, we are also looking at refining and improving our systems and processes in order to enhance the operational, administrative as well as the logistic efficiencies. We've also decided that this year, or 2023, will be the year of transformation, wherein we have laid out a specific roadmap for the outcomes that we intend achieving. And of course, this process will continue beyond the current year. And in this regard, I would just highlight a few initiatives that we have taken. In relation to the Agnipath scheme, there are 2 key aspects that we are looking at. First is we have launched the Army software for Agnipath automation at networking, or ASAN, which is a integrated software right from the Agniveer time that he gets recruited till the time he joins the recruiting centers, during his period at the recruiting center, and subsequently while he's or an Agniveer is serving in a unit, till the time he exits at the end of 4 years or is retained in service. So this entire gamut of his management, his performance assessment, a selection process for retention, all that has been encapsulated in this ASAN software, which I am happy to announce when the training of the first batch commenced on 1st January, we have started using this software. We also have aligned to the project of digitization and automation, launched another software called the Indra. Now this is the Indian Army Data Repository and Access System, wherein, and most of you are aware, we have different regiments, and within infantry we have different regimental centers. So in this software we will have all these centers or the record offices coming on board. So you have a central data repository of all our soldiers, officers and JCOs available in a single window, which will essentially help us for better HR management and decision making. Now this again has been launched about a month back and is working well. The third software which we have launched is called Dhanvantri, and it relates to the medical data of all our personnel, essentially linking all the military hospitals. We have close to 150 of them spread pan-India. So again, here you will have a single window or a single database wherein all the medical data will be available, and this will again facilitate planning, management of patients, pharmacy, etc. In terms of the human resource management, couple of things I would want to mention. And first is commissioning of women officers in the regiment of artillery. Now this is something which we have decided we must do, and this proposal has been forwarded to the government, and we hope that this will be accepted. We also have Army Martial Art Routine, or in short, AMAR. Now by this we will be training or skilling our soldiers right from recruitment and during subsequent service, and it's an amalgamation of different unarmed combat techniques. This we believe will bring in more dynamism, more vibrancy in terms of their physical fitness and their ability to deal with combat situations. As part of the transformation, we reckon change management is an important aspect, wherein everybody in leadership positions, right at the topmost level, till the level of a JCO, NCO, or at the junior most level, needs to understand the importance of change and how this change or transformation is to be brought about, specifically highlighting the role of each of the stakeholders. So this change management philosophy or document has been prepared by the Army Training Command and has now been disseminated to the environment both in English as well as Hindi. We also have taken some steps towards the welfare of our veterans, Veer Naris, and this is in the form of a Virangana Seva Kendra, wherein again this will be a single window opportunity for all the veterans as well as the Veer Naris to be able to access online, and will help us in redressal of their grievances. So this has been launched here in Delhi, and we will soon follow it in other stations. And lastly, I must also mention here of two more initiatives. These are aligned to what the government has announced in terms of Mission Amrit Sarovar. wherein each of our commands we will either create or re-energize or rejuvenate 75 water bodies in their respective areas of responsibility. So we are looking at about 450 such water bodies getting created by August of 2023. And the last is our partnership or our contribution to the Vidyanjali scheme, wherein close to 150 of our Army public schools will partner or adopt a government school or a government aided school, and in this partnership we will be sharing our resources in terms of infrastructure, sports infrastructure, academic infrastructure, our instructors and number of other facilities. So these were some of the initiatives I thought I must mention here. So I mentioned, besides our primary role of safeguarding the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the nation, we are fully cognizant of our role in other spheres as well as nation building, so as to support and contribute towards the national goals and objectives. And in all this, I think the media has an important role, because in this endeavor we believe that we need convergence of ideas, convergence of strategies and convergence of resources so as to be able to meet the aspirations of our people. I'll stop here as my initial comments, and now I'll be open to any questions that you may have.
Thank you, sir. We will now commence the interactive session. In order to give maximum opportunities, because there are a large number of you, what we will do is we will take 3 questions at a time. So when you ask a question or when you are nominated, kindly please give out your name as also the agency which you represent. Couple of requests, please restrict yourself to 1 question, and I don't think we'll be in a condition to take follow-ups with the large gathering which we are there. So with that, the floor is open to questions. Okay, we'll start with an agency. 10, Ajit Dubey. The second one we will take from 46, Manish Kumar Jha, Financial. And we'll take Manish Prasad, India TV, 21. You can start now, Ajit. Take a mic, he'll give you a mic, Ajit.
Sir, namaste. I am Ajit Dubey from ANI News Agency. Sir, it's been around 8 months since you took over as the Chief of Army Staff. You've been to different, almost all the war fronts that the country has. Sir, how do you see your tenure as the Chief of Army Staff in last 8 months? And what are your key thrust areas that you have laid for yourself? And what are the challenges that you see for yourself in this?
Okay, next question.
Morning, Chief. This is Manish Kumar Jha from Financial Express. Chief, Indian Army is encouraging a lot of niche and advanced military technologies through indigenous development. Could you talk about such indigenous technology, advanced technology, if you could point out a few which is under the radar? And second, Chief, if I could add on, if you could throw light on the AK-203 assault rifle development, where is the production timeline is delayed? Thank you so much, sir.
Third question, yeah, Manish.
सर मैं मनीष हूँ इंडिया टीवी से अभी के हालात में लाइन
Manish, take a mic here. Your sound is.
सर गुड मॉर्निंग मैं मनीष हूँ फ्रॉम इंडिया टीवी सर. सर अभी के हालात में लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल पे सीज फायर तो है, लेकिन इन्फिल्ट्रेशन का जो अटेम्प्ट है वो अब जम्मू रीजन से काफ़ी दिखाई दे रहा है. पिछले दिनों टारगेट किलिंग के तौर पर राजौरी था या फिर आर्मी जो बेस था उस पर फायरिंग हुई. लोकल्स ने कहा कि आर्मी की तरफ से फायर हुई, फिर बाद में पता लगा कि वो फायरिंग जो सस्पेक्टेड टेररिस्ट थे उनकी तरफ से हुई। तो ये किस तरीके का पैटर्न देख रहे हैं? उसके अलावा ड्रोन एक्टिविटीज काफी इंक्रीज हुई है, जो इन्फिल्ट्रेशन रूट चेंज हुआ है, उसके अलावा जो आईबी है, आपको लगता है कि आईबी की तरफ से भी एक्टिविटी इंक्रीज हुई है तो जम्मू कश्मीर को अनस्टेबल करने की तैयारी है? और कितने इन्फिल्ट्रेशन अटेम्प्ट और कितने टेररिस्ट किल्ड हैं सर इस समय?
Thank you.
I'll take the first question. Last 8 months since the time I assumed the appointment has been extremely satisfying and fulfilling. I mentioned of the landmark events that took place in the last 8 months, and Agnipath, or the new human resource management philosophy, I think was an important component of all this. I also alluded to the events outside India that have, impacted us in one way or the other. In all this, what has been our prime concern or focus area has been to maintain the desired level of operational readiness at all times. And I am satisfied and happy to say that both along the LC, along the LAC, as well as in the hinterland, I think our soldiers have done this well. And that is manifested in the improved IS situation, which I alluded to some time back. My focus has also been on modernization and technology infusion, which I highlighted as one of the pillars of the transformation that we are seeking to undertake. The 4-5 pillars of transformation that I mentioned in my opening remarks is an area that we have paid special attention to, and we have made a clear roadmap with timelines and laying down clear responsibility as to who is to do what and how is this whole system going to be monitored. The impetus to Atmanirbharta, that was also one of the questions. And how do we leverage technology, or how do you catalyze the new technology or niche technologies to improve our war fighting capability is another area that has engaged our attention. All this besides, in the areas of defense cooperation, we have made good headway, and we can talk of it maybe subsequently. The gender empowerment, especially in terms of the women in the armed forces or women in the army, has again been a focus area, I think, where we have made good progress. And last but not the least, measures in terms of the well-being of our ex-servicemen, the well-being of our Veer Naris. So here again, the way I'm described, we have made good progress. And from these exactly would, follow my thrust areas, if some of you would recall, which I had spelt out when I took over. And those thrust areas were on the similar lines. Besides all this, maintaining a high level of morale and motivation of our soldiers, our troops at our times, and undertaking actions, initiatives in this regard has been something which has also been one of the thrust areas. You also alluded to what are the challenges. Well, one challenge that comes to my mind is challenge of the situation on the northern borders. But that again, I think with a firm and resolute manner, with our soldiers who are deployed along the LAC, I think we have been able to maintain a very robust defensive posture and prevent any attempts from our adversary to unilaterally change the status quo in a firm and resolute manner. Implementation of the Agnipath scheme, while we are all aware of what the benefits are, but its correct implementation, I would not say is a challenge, but is an important aspect which again has engaged our attention, and we have undertaken a number of measures to make sure that the initial 6 months to year of the Agnipath or the Agniveer training and their subsequent integration, assimilation in the combat units or the combat force is done correctly. So overall, my effort has been to give the right direction, the right impetus to the various transformation initiatives that I mentioned.